Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. Yeah, that man has guts, bro. That's one thing I want to say. You know, Mkhwanazi feels like the last hope is like, this is it or never. It's like, this is it or we will never have it. Like, we might as well just forget about South Africa. Mkhunu denied knowing this guy in parliament. He denied. Mkhunu denied in parliament. Now that Mkhwanazi comes to the public like this, now he's changing like, yo, I know this guy as a comrade. You know, he's changing now. Where are the dockets that you took? Why did you take the dockets? It's just as simple as that. I don't know what's the problem here, bro. There's no procedure anymore. The procedure is not working. Your superiors, the ones that you're supposed to report to, for them to be the one who take up the cases, are the one who are doing the crime. There's no procedure, dog. I'm wondering if Ramaphosa was gonna even care if this didn't come out the way he got it up. If he had given the files as I was saying I was gonna do, because they were I can't have people looking for me with guns and shit like that. I don't have that Mkhwanazi speedy dog. Mkhwanazi's guts for days. Hey, my man, we have so much to talk about. We have huge news, bro. Like, I mean, the man of the moment right now is Mkhwanazi, of course. We have that to talk about. But I still have other things that I need to cover. I need to talk about Floyd Shivambu. I'm not going to let that go. I'm not going to let that slide. We're not going to pretend like we didn't see what that man did. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And finally, international news. One thing I want to talk about, actually, that I think I should touch on today is Israel and the conflict. It's not even conflict actually in Gaza, really. Just Israel and America, like, just collaborating to murder. It's not even conflict, really. To say it's conflict, I feel like we're just lying to ourselves for real if we're saying it's conflict. It's not conflict. This is murder, bro. Like, literally, it is murder. America and Israel working together to murder people in Gaza. That just is what it is. Can't call it otherwise right now. So that's another thing that I want to talk about today. Actually, I'm not sure about the position of this slide. Let me check. Yeah, maybe that's better. Anywho, so those are the things that I think we need to address. We need to deal with that. So these are the things in elephants in the room we're gonna touch on. Hopefully, me and Sibu, we are back now. Hopefully we are back on the game, because we've had some problems, you know, that I'm not gonna touch on, because we've had, you know, a lot of things going on actually that made me decide to stop recording for a moment, you know. So we've had our own things, but now we seem to have a routine that we think we're gonna work on. And we're back. We're back on the game. Okay? Cool. Big things, bro. Big things. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. Yeah, that man has guts, bro. That's one thing I want to say. That man has guts, bro. Hey, Mkhwanazi had guts for real, dog. You know, I thought about it, because for me, if I was in his position, I think the best thing, I was going to try to get a meeting with Ramaphosa and maybe highest ranking judge or something like that, to give this to them as evidence or something, and then let them deal with it and stuff, rather than putting myself under the bus like that. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. You need, like, yeah, but Mkhwanazi, bro, he is who he is, I guess, you know. It felt like, you know how it felt like? It felt like he's like the last hope, dog. You know, Mkhwanazi feels like the last hope is like, this is it or never. It's like, this is it or we will never have it. Like, we might as well just forget about South Africa. We will never have a say. It's either we sort this thing out now, as Mkhwanazi has, you know, came out like this to tell us about how terrible our country has went. We might as well deal with it now, or we're going to find out the hard way. It just is what it is right now. I feel like South Africa is just in crossroads, in, like, by all means. from economy, from foreign entities influencing the country, so many things. This is it. It's like a now or never type of moments for South Africa. That's how I felt like with that press conference from Mr. Mkhwanazi. Yeah, that's how I felt like. It's more like this is it, and it's now or never for South Africa. That's how it feels like. So what did Lieutenant Mkhwanazi say? So Mkhwanazi implicated several high-ranking officials in the South African Police Service, SAPS, of course, and government, right? So alleging their involvement in crime and corruption. Some of the individuals implicated who are, like, I'm going to talk about the main two. The first person, the police minister, Senzo Mchunu. Stuff is that Senzo Mchunu, what is he accused of? Okay, accused of having questionable associations with an individual like Brown Mkhoti and Vusimuzi Ket Matlala, a businessman who secured a 360 million SAPS contracts, right, under suspicious circumstances. Mchunu has denied wrongdoing, but admitted to knowing Mkhwanazi as a comrade. By the way, he admitted after he had denied, because remember, many people, I don't know why South Africans think like just not pay attention like this. Now it's almost like, oh, what is Mkhwanazi's motivation now to come up? No, bro. Mkhwanazi said this in Parliament. Mchunu denied knowing this guy in Parliament. He denied. Mchunu denied in Parliament. Now that Mkhwanazi comes to the public like this, now he's changing like, yo, I know this guy as a comrade. He's changing now to say he knows this guy as a comrade. He denied. He literally, actually it's weird how he actually, because he came to comment, I feel like he didn't even have to say the things he said, but he implicated himself by saying, lying technically to Parliament, saying, so many people say they know me, I don't know this this guy they're talking about, Mkhwanazi and whatnot, and I don't have, now all of a sudden, oh, I know him, I only know him as a comrade. But again, bro, it's weird. I question this. How come that as South Africans, we know? Guys, South Africa, corruption in South Africa is part of the system now. It's how we do things. Corruption is how we do it. Corruption is how we do things works now in South Africa. It's not even corruption now. I feel like corruption is the system. Because now, without the corruption, the system doesn't work. That's how it is. Do you want to get your things done quickly? You can pay for so and so to get your things done quickly. That's SA, bro. That's SA. I'm surprised that government officials, like for example, I had the response from judiciary, from judiciary, because Mkhwanazi also implicated judiciary being involved in this criminal syndicates, right? I'm surprised that they're acting like, oh, if they need evidence and they didn't know about this and whatnot. I'm surprised by that, actually. Have you tried authenticating your things? We all know how it works. You want your documents authenticated quickly, you have to pay. The more you pay, the more your things will put down. Every institution in South Africa, that's how it works. Like, I do not know now a place in South Africa where in an institution you can go and get your things done without having to pay. If you want your things to be done quick or to be done within a certain period of time, you pay and you get them done in that period of time. Otherwise, you're going to wait for 6 months to a year for that thing to be done. It will never be done. That's how it is in South Africa. I'm surprised by these people acting like they don't know. For an example, driver's license, right? Driver's license in South Africa, it is an official business now that you have to pay to get your license. Otherwise, they will fail you on the basis of, if you get this license. That's how it is now. Like, paying to get your driver's license is standard procedure. There's so many things like that I can imagine in South Africa whereby having to pay to get them done is standard procedure. I don't like traffic cops. They stop you, right? And like you think you are smart and whatnot, you know the law and whatnot. They'll give you a 4,000 ticket. That's what's going to happen to you. If you think you're going to stand your ground and what. you'll give you a ticket worth 4,000 because you're smart. That's how it works. Pay you 200 rand, you go. It's standard procedure in South Africa. That's how it works now. So I get surprised when these institutions get shocked that they have there's something like that here. Where's the evidence? I'm surprised. It's duh. That's how it works. It works like that. In South Africa, it works like that everywhere. Public institutions are just incompetent. Incompetent is just, I feel like even saying incompetent is an understatement. It's just incompetency is everywhere. In South African system, again, the reason I wouldn't even blame the people actually at this stage. When I think about it, the structure of government in nature, it doesn't reward. The structure of government in nature, it doesn't reward success, someone being great. Let me make this example. A teacher in South Africa, they can have great results for grade 12. Maybe this is a good teacher. Students are passing this teacher's class and whatnot, and they get high results and stuff. There's no rewards for that. You're gonna get a certificate to say, hey, you have 20 A's for your students, and you get the certificate for that, as a teacher in grade 12. But there's no really rewards for doing great in the system, right? Just like there's no punishment for doing bad in the system. A teacher also who fail actually to get good scores for their grade 12 students, they're not going to be fired. Do you see? So there's, in the system of government, there isn't anything, that is motivational or that deals with success or rewards success, or there's just no mechanisms like that, right? People, for an example, at Home Affairs, they're not judged on the basis of how many people, for an example, they were able to help, right? How many documents were you able to process? How many IDs were you able to create? There is no systems like that to say, if you are able to help 100 people today or 200 people today, you are going to get this. End of the month we check which employee did better, and then we don't have those mechanisms. We do not. So because you don't have those mechanisms, then that's why you're going to have incompetency and then corruption, because for the system to work, people have to pay their way to get the people who are in the system to function and work. That's just standard procedure in SA. Anywho, let's move. So, Mkhwanazi here implicated Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, accused obviously him of the his association with these criminal syndicates, especially tenderpreneurs, Mahosi and Vusimuzi cats, people who are rewarded all these tenders, as I said, which he denied initially, and then comes around to say this is a comrade. And then also the next person also is Deputy National Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya. Sibiya guy. I saw some of the interviews that Sibiya was doing actually. When you are guilty, dog. Lying is tough, bro. Trying to lie your way out of situation is tough. There is nothing this guy said that he's able to, basically he failed to, in the interviews at least that I saw, it's this guy failed to defend the facts that Mkhwanazi put forward. Mkhwanazi provided evidence, dog. It's tough. He failed the evidence. Instead, he answers things that he's not being asked. Oh, I did good. The country knows me. People knows me. I did good as a... My man, here we're talking about these problems that Mkhwanazi implicated you on. And these things that he has as evidence. That's what people are asking. That's what we are dealing with. He failed. He failed. So the Deputy Police Commissioner, Sibiya, allegedly involved in obstructing investigations and demanding control of high-profile cases, which were then buried under his supervision. Sibiya has denied Mkhwanazi's claim. But he took over hundreds of dockets that were being investigated, and then nothing is being done on them. What do you have to say to that? That's what he's supposed to answer. He failed, like, bro. He failed. He failed. That's what he's supposed to answer. He failed. Like, what do you have to say to that? Bro failed to answer. He failed, because that's what he's being implicated in. That's what he was supposed to answer. Where are the dockets that you took? Why did you take the dockets? It's just as simple as that. I don't know what's the problem here, bro. That yo, SA would drive you crazy, bro. Like, it's just as simple as that. Where are the dockets that you took, bro? Like, that's it. Why did you take them? Like, why did you take them? They're under investigation. Why? Why did you dismantle? This reminds me of the Zuma thing when he dismantled the Scorpions. South Africans forget that we've been in this type of shit before. Zuma got rid of a whole, like, Scorpions. I still remember that. Zuma got rid of the Scorpions for investigating him. He got rid of them. We don't have Scorpions now because of Zuma. Scorpions were literally dealing with these type of situations, these type of cases, investigating the big dogs. Basically Scorpions are like the South African FBI. Zuma dismantled the South African FBI because they were investigating him, and he was implicated in corruption. This is not new thing. This is not new in SA. This is what they do. Bro, there's a team, or there's a task team, or they're investigating us. Yo, give us all those dockets. Dismantle that thing. It just is what it is. Hence, I hate it then with the history that we know with Zuma dismantle the Scorpion and everything that happened during that time. And then you get South Africans, like, you know, I always had of this phenomenon before of like the clever blacks and whatnot. Yeah, but I feel like, you know, this, I want to play this. There's something, you know, there's something that Sizwe Dhlomo said in regards to this case. And it's like, this is exactly the thing that South Africans be talking about when they're talking about people being clever blacks. I feel like this is such a good example of clever blacks. What Sizwe was saying. Literally, he's just like literally portraying exactly what South Africans always say. Sizwe was talking about in Kaya FM, he's saying basically Mkhwanazi didn't follow procedure or protocol, so he compromised the case basically that he is reporting. That's what Sizwe was basically saying in his coverage of this in Kaya FM. It's crazy actually to have that take. Yeah, it's like that thing. Like, this is not complicated, bro. The procedure there's no procedure anymore. The procedure is not working. Your superiors, the ones that you're supposed to report to, for them to be the one who take up the cases, are the one who are doing the crime. There's no procedure, dog. What procedure, dog? What procedure was Mkhwanazi supposed to follow? The guys that you're supposed to report to, the procedure you're supposed to follow, it is the one that is failing. Like, you know, someone talking about procedure. It's not time for protocol. It's not. What? It's not time for protocol. Who gives a shit? South Africans don't care for protocol right now, bro. What protocol? What procedure you supposed to follow? I was thinking about this. Like, I'm like, shit, this is so fucked up. Like, literally right now, the only person basically that can get on top of this is President Ramaphosa. And then I ask myself, if anyhow, anywhere, okay, for argument's sake, Ramaphosa is also involved in this, basically we're doomed. because technically that's where we are right now. So if all these guys, or maybe other people that Ramaphosa is close to, are also implicated and they see that this is going to create trouble for them, basically they can just not renew Mkhwanazi's contract. And by the way, South Africans didn't know this. Mkhwanazi's contract is ending in July. End of July, actually, yeah, something like going to August, yeah, something like that. So end of this month, if I'm not mistaken, or August. Mkhwanazi's contract, basically, in his job as the commissioner in KZN, is ending. You know, it's ending, and it will be easy for them to just not renew him. I mean, bro, the guy is causing them problems. By the way, go back to, which I hate that people didn't do, like Sizwe when he was saying the things that he was saying. Mkhwanazi, this is not the first time. Mkhwanazi investigated sensitive information in the ANC, the corrupt politicians who are in the ANC back in 2011, and they got rid of him for the whole year. There was no Mkhwanazi, bro. That's the Zuma era. They took Mkhwanazi out. He was out. He wasn't. They took him out of his position back in 2011, dog. Took him out. This is not the first time. People just forgot. 2011, he was implicated. Mkhwanazi was doing the same thing that is happening now. Last time, he was taken out without being able to come out to the public like he did right now. Also, people who are talking about protocol, they forget the real boss. The real boss here is South Africans. And Mkhwanazi realized, hell, there's no protocol now. The people I'm implicating are the people that are in charge of me too. And let me go to the real boss and tell boss what is going on. Don't get it twisted. The real boss is South Africans. We know that South Africans are standing behind Mkhwanazi because that's another thing. Mkhwanazi has built his personality and his, what's the name I'm looking for? Basically, who he is right now is on the basis of the crime that he's dealt with in KZN and how he's killing criminals in KZN. We know he's dealing with criminals. Like, if you want to do like serious crime in KZN, you need to think now. Like, you think twice. You might go, bro. You need to think twice. We might be burying you on Saturday in KZN. If you do hard crime in KZN, you carry a gun, you shoot something, you rob what, my man, we might be burying you on Saturday. Mkhwanazi doesn't play like that. And he's built basically himself, like, because we trust him because of the type of things that he's been doing to deal with crime in KZN. So he's earned his trust, he's earned his stride by all means. So when he comes up, and the worst part is, bro, he comes with evidence. What do you want? He's like, yo, nah, so-and-so, this phone is from so-and-so. This is what they're saying. This is what, like, it's here. Bro, what do you want? Talking about procedure and protocol. Bro, what procedure? South Africans are the real bosses. I don't know what Sizwe was talking about, this thing of saying, he compromising the case. Because if anything right now, if Ramaphosa doesn't take this situation seriously, or which I actually I've heard on the news that he might be, you know, shuffling the cabinet, and I'm not going to be surprised, honestly, although this is going to come after he's done that. I wouldn't be surprised if he removed Senzo Mchunu from the Minister of Police position. The guy is compromised. How could he keep Senzo Mchunu there after this? I think I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if Ramaphosa removes him. I wouldn't be. It's just too much. I wouldn't be. I would not be. It's too much. You know, so to say Mkhwanazi is not following procedure, I really do not understand that argument. I'm sorry. I do not. What's procedure? Like, procedure. Bro, the guy tells you, judicially, you know, our judiciary is implicated. The Deputy Police Commissioner, National Police Commissioner, the Deputy National Police Commissioner is implicated. The Minister of Police is implicated. Judiciary is implicated. The people who are the procedure is corrupted. What procedure then? Sizwe Dhlomo. And then I understood, this is why South Africans be saying things like that regarding, like, the clever blacks and stuff. People who want to be smart around cases that are just, bro, it doesn't, like, at this point, I don't even think it's about, I feel like it's about justice. But the justice is not going to, I feel like it's going to be hard to serve justice. Because the problem is that the justice that we are used to of people will be jailed and whatnot, is not, it's hard to get that justice served dealing with people like Senzo Mchunu, who are so high up and they are ministers and stuff like that. Dealing with people that he's implicating, justice is just hard to to get justice to be served in circumstances like this. And this is a special circumstance that requires different other means to try and get it out there so that it can be dealt with. Because imagine if he got shot. After he got shot, he's shot for this information and the whole country doesn't know. And then it's hearsay now as to, oh no, he was investigating, oh he has this, now it's hearsay. Imagine if he got shot. He had no choice, bro. It is what it is. He had no choice, bro. He had no choice. It is what it is, bro. SA is just routine, bro. It's just terrible. It's bad, bro. It's so bad. Oh, South Africa is so bad. It's so bad, bro. He had to deal with it the way he dealt with it, honestly. I do not see other ways around it for me. I don't understand how he was going to deal with that situation any other way, honestly. I do not, I just do not. Because if this thing, by the way, that's another thing. I'm wondering if Ramaphosa was going to even care if this didn't come out the way he got it up. If he had given the files as I was saying I was going to do, because they were, I can't have people looking for me with guns and shit like that. I don't have that Mkhwanazi Sibindi dog. Mkhwanazi's guards for days. I tell about criminal syndicates at that level like that. I don't have those guards, bro. My family dog. Can't risk like that. But the thing is now, where I'm going is, if Mkhwanazi didn't do that, Ramaphosa, was he going to take anything forward? What was Ramaphosa going to do if this didn't come out the way it came out? Because right now Ramaphosa is addressing the country today. South African time is going to be 1900 or 7 in South Africa. I don't think we're going to have that address. Mkhwanazi forced that address. We're not going to have those type of things. Are going to be hush and shush behind. Remember that Ramaphosa also has his own cases. We haven't forgotten. Abo Pala, Abo what 17 files. Like, he has his own cases. So it's like criminals. It's just criminals on criminals. And Mkhwanazi chose to go to the real boss. Because the real boss is, again, South Africans. Don't get things twisted. We know if things happen to Mkhwanazi, South Africans hit the road. Everything shut down. We go back to the Zuma thing that happened. That's what's going to happen. Touch Mkhwanazi, South Africans will hit the road. You deal with South Africans. The real boss. It just is what it is. South Africans are the real boss. You will deal with South Africans who are the real bosses. That's it. I just don't see this analysis of procedure and whatnot. It's not time for procedure, bro. I do not. So Mkhwanazi's allegations have sparked controversy, with the DA announcing plans to lay criminal charges against Minister Mchunu. The allegations have also led to calls for an independent commission. But we need to leave those things. Wasting money, so much money, billions. Who was arrested in those things of Zondo Commission and talking there and wasting our time? People should be jailed. There's so much evidence that was given. People are not jailed. We don't need a commission for this. No commission. Mkhwanazi should provide evidence. We're going to a case. That's it. No commissions here. We don't want to talk. The allegations have also led to calls for an independent commission of inquiry into the SAPS leadership and Ministry of Police. This is not time for procedure, bro. I still say it's not. Your superiors are implicated badly. Just not time for procedure. And I repeat, this thing of all South African institutions being surprised, it's just weird to me. It's weird, actually. It's weird. Anyway, I think we exhausted this case. So that's all I have to say in regards to what Mkhwanazi said, and I can't wait to see what is gonna be the end, of this somehow. What Ramaphosa is gonna say. Okay, I'll be sleeping because time zones are different, but I can't wait to see what's the outcome of this issue that we are faced with right now in South Africa. I cannot wait to see. Yeah, really, that's all I can say. I can't wait to see that. Okay, now let's leave the Mkhwanazi issue. I think 30 minutes of that issue was enough. I want to deal with this case, another person here called South Africa, bro. Actually, before I even leave Mkhwanazi, like, Sizwe, brah, this is what he was saying.
Himself, he referred to the Deputy National Commissioner as a criminal. His own words, right? That's a fellow cop, a fellow SAPS member. He referred to him as a criminal. We don't know who's right and who's wrong by this, because we also need to be objective.
What do you mean? What do you mean we don't know who's right, who's wrong? Bro, I don't get it. The evidence is provided.
Is what he told us and the evidence that he gave us. And yesterday, he gave us evidence. So we've got no...
So if he gave us evidence, why are we even... Like, why? Like, like, I don't get it, bro. Like, why are we... That's not even... I feel like it doesn't need, over-reading and whatnot. Bro, okay. The guy... This is another thing in South Africa. This is why also it makes people who are whistleblowers have hard times to try and go out. Because this is what will happen to you. You have evidence, you know things. How are you going to go out there and tell South Africans who are going to say, hey, we don't know you, what's what? Meanwhile, they know. South Africans know that we live in crime-infested country. We know. As I said, I'm not gonna lie. That take by Sizwe FM, bro, rubbed me in a wrong way, bro. It rubbed me off in a wrong way. I was so mad at that take, bro. Can't even continue with that shit. I was so mad at that. Like, that kind of take, it really messed me up, bro. Like, Mkhwanazi didn't follow procedure. What's procedure, bro? It's not time for procedure. It's not time for procedure. Hey, dog. Anyway, let's move, dog. I wanna deal with another issue here. Small issue, nyana here. Floyd Shivambu, I said this, I will say it again. I said it on Instagram, and I will say it again. Floyd Shivambu is practicing politics of the stomach. It's just, Floyd is practicing politics of the stomach. The guy wants to eat, bro. That's just it. That's what he wants, bro. Floyd Ulambile, he's practicing politics of the stomach. I do not understand. This guy has so many degrees, he's overqualified, like he's so qualified for so many things. Bro, just go look for a job. Like, we're just tired of politicians, bro, like Floyd. Just go look for a job. It's over, dog. It's over. This thing of Floyd and trying to be smarter, but it's over. You know, I said this. I called this. You should go back, check some of my episodes. I called this when Floyd left the EFF. I was like, bro, if Floyd is leaving the EFF, it has to be something like way beyond like my imagination. Yeah, bro, it should be something that's way over my head. You know? Because it just didn't make any sense. It didn't. It didn't make sense when Floyd Shivambu left left EFF to go to MK party. It didn't make any sense. I have no idea why, bro. Like, it just didn't make any sense. Why would you do that, bro? Like just like that, after the elections. He's an opportunist. That's why. He's an opportunist. He's hungry. He wants food. Yeah, that's why. He confused me. Why don't you look for a job, dog? I'm gonna go ask South Africans if there's a need for another political... No, dog. We don't need another political party, bro. What the fuck? I'm gonna go ask South Africa. What the hell? Floyd gay party. Yo, he literally asked, he's gonna go around the country to try and find out if we need another political party. He put out a thingy there, you know, the voting thing there on, on Twitter. X now. He put up a thing there on X to try and see what people are gonna say. And basically people are like, nah. And he deletes it. Hey, boy. Yo, this guy, dog. It's over, dog. He tried to put up his survey thing there. And the people show him, now we don't need a political party, bro. We have too many political parties in South Africa. Too many. You know, too many. Too many political parties. It's enough. It's fine. We don't need one. Especially from Floyd. We don't. Like, we're okay with you, bro. Things that you represent, are they in the EFF? You contributed. They are there. You left them there. You went to the MK. Now you are leaving the MK too. And this thing then all of a sudden, because of circle EFF, EFF is a cult. Yeah, right. And you're a member of, you're the deputy in the cult. You are the deputy in the cult. Deputy in command in the cult, if it's a cult. You were the deputy in command in the cult for over 10 years. You. Bro, politics of the stomach. There is no other better example like this Floyd situation. Politics of the stomach. That's all I can say. I thought this was crazy, by the way, the thing that he said that in the MK, Zuma basically was offering him position of the president of the party. I thought it was just crazy, actually. And he said he denied it. Floyd, I don't believe him. I do not believe that. Floyd denied the president of... I don't believe him. Don't believe him. Hence I'm saying, I didn't understand why he moved there. Everything that is happening to MK right now and MK become irrelevant basically is something kind of expected. And I called it long time ago. The spirit of MK was not in the right place, actually, in a sense of starting the party. Like, MK doesn't have qualities of long term as a party. That's my problem with them. There's just no qualities of long term. It's almost like people who are feeling some type of way because of what has been done to them, because they've been wrongly treated or they didn't get what they want where they were in the ANC. And the party is on the basis of that. And the worst part, the party is about an old man, very old man. And the party is about him. Literally everything MK is around Zuma, the character. And it's just not sustainable. It's not sustainable. I wouldn't be surprised in the next election that they lose votes, and I wouldn't be surprised, actually. Right now, people are fighting for positions and whatnot. It's politics of the stomach. That's what is happening there by MK party. Politics of the stomach. There's nothing else. So Floyd accused, EFF, he called them a cult, obviously, as I said. And he didn't end there by calling EFF a cult. Also, he said MK has fake intelligence. There are so many bad people, syndicates there around Zuma and whatnot. All those things that he said. That's Floyd. There's something I want to play though. While I'm talking about this, I think this is important. This is important for me to play. I thought that journalists, when they were talking to Floyd, asked like the right questions. Yeah, the guy asked the right question.
Should South Africans still regard you as a credible voice when you have served 11 years in an organization and now you are calling it a personal fiefdom? Where was the foresight then? As an educated man, shouldn't you have figured this out much earlier? And the same attitude would be adopted in case of MK, because you've been there for literally 10 months. That then raises the question of your own personal judgment, that you should have foresaw that there's trouble there, that Mr. Zuma is quite elderly and gullible, as you put it. So it speaks to your own personal judgment. For me, should South Africans still regard you as a credible voice when you have served 11 years in an organization and now...
Exactly. That's exactly the point. Bro has served 7 years in an organization, like 11 years, 10 years, over 10 years, 11 years in the organization. Now he's calling them a cult. Exactly. Now MK, something is wrong with the MK. Like how? Politics of the stomach. It's hungry. That's why. It's hungry. End of story. Anyway, so now I'm seeing the case also of Gaten. Oh my goodness. South Africa. There's corruption everywhere. Gaten McKenzie becomes the Minister of Sports or Sports, Arts and Culture. He sells this character that he's gonna be clean and he's here to serve. Like he sells all these things. He sells himself as a guy who's not corrupt, who's what. Like, how do you explain all of the sudden your son is buying a soccer team in the first division in the country? And you want us to believe this has nothing to do with you being the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. Okay, fine, it has nothing to do with you with being the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, fine. Why didn't you buy this before you become that? Why didn't your son buy the sport team before you were the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture? Why? Like, bruh, South Africa, bruh, like, if it's, like, yo, crime is like walking life. Now, daylight, bruh, crime is comfortable in SA. Hi, bruh. Corruption is just life, dog. Life is comfortable. Corruption is comfortable in SA, bro. Like in SA, dog. You dollar what you must in SA. You dollar whatever, dog. It's like, yo, everything goes. We fucked, bro. I were doomed in that country, dog. I were doomed. But anyway, let's move on from that, though. International news now. I want to talk about international news. I covered this topic, but I thought, because I was thinking about it, I'm going to say something that is controversial a little. Let me start off by saying this. I feel like as Africans, and as a black person from South Africa, I want to begin with, like, I have to say this, like, for real. Like, we need to thank the Middle East, people in Gaza and people in Iran, actually, for their suffering. Like, literally, we need to thank them for their suffering right now. Because if it's not them, it's us. It's Africans. How I feel about international politics, I feel like there's just this race element that I cannot shake away from it. Any country that is non-white, so not European, not North America, with the USA, is always going to suffer from imperialism, from just pure bullying. And I say this, if countries that are non-white countries, African countries, and countries in the Middle East don't get their shit together, and Asian countries don't get their shit together, yeah, Europeans are gonna fix them. Americans are gonna fuck them up. That's what's gonna happen. Europeans and the US are gonna fuck you up. That's what's gonna happen. If you don't get your shit together, you will see. That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it will happen forever. I'm sorry to put it like this, but white people have been doing these things forever, bro. Forever. Imperialism is not, it's forever, dog. Forever. Killing of brown and black people is just a thing. It's been happening forever. So to be surprised today by what America is doing with Israel in Gaza, like, why are we they've been doing this forever. You are not white, bro. They will not do this to a European country. You think they will do this to England? They will never do this to France. They will never do this to a European country. They are not. They're just not going to do that to them. They are not. I'm talking about this now from post-World War II and World War, or even including the Cold War, post the World Wars era. Post that, they are not going to just go in England and do anything like that unless there is like a war, obviously, that is big and whatever. You have a Hitler and whatnot, then they might have involved themselves somehow to bombing each other. Better that actually if they bomb each other. But all the countries that are non-white countries, bro, brown people in the Middle East and Africans, black people, bro, you would, as long as you're not getting your shit together, you will always suffer from those people, Europeans and Americans, forever. They will deal with you. They will fix you for your incompetence. There's no such a thing as African sovereignty. Sorry to say it like that. There's no such a thing as that. I like to make that argument. We can argue forever. There is no such a thing as African sovereignty. I'm telling you right now. There's no such a thing as African sovereignty. No such a thing. Sovereignty assumes that you can govern yourself and defend yourself against other people, against other entities. Sovereignty assumes that you can defend your own borders. Sovereignty assumes that. To say Africa or any African country has sovereignty basically is the same thing that people have where they claim rights without responsibility. To say any African country has sovereignty, is that what it means? You say you are a sovereign country and you are governing yourself without the responsibilities of actually being a sovereign country. I'm going to make you an example. And North Korea is a sovereign country. The reason I'm saying North Korea has a sovereignty and a sovereign country is because North Korea, as poor as they are and as bad as their economy, for an example, is because of the sanction and everything they're going through as a result of them not aligning to Europe and American policies and imperialism, and they're suffering from the sanctions and whatnot. They are poor. But the threats, they pose, the threat they hold for anyone who can come to them is real. Now, that's sovereignty. Anyone, right now, if America bombs North Korea, of course, they might win, but in a heavy price, because North Korea also has nuclear bombs. Now, that's sovereignty. We cannot mistake, because this is another thing that we have as Africans, of mistaking being good and being maybe non-violent and whatnot. We cannot mistake that we are non-violent or we are being good and whatnot and whatnot. We cannot mistake that with weakness and incompetence. Let's not confuse the two. Being good and being non-violent is to be so violent, so bad that anyone, if they dare you, they know what they're going to get, and you choose to be good, to be non-violent. Now, that is being good. That's being a great person, right? That you are a great person, right? You have so much power, but you are able to contain your power, and you are able to control yourself. You are non-violent. Now, being pathetic and incompetent and weak is being pathetic and incompetent and weak. And that's where we are as Africa. We are there. There's no country. The reason I'm saying we don't have sovereignty. Man, tell me right now, what country America can't just go to and bomb everyone if they want to in Africa? Don't worry, I'll wait. There's no country. If America wants to come into any African country and say whatever they want to say as usual, they can do it. And they can do anything they want to do. I was thinking the thing about this is that these people, Westerns don't even need the truth. The truth doesn't matter. Facts. What facts? Americans don't give a shit, bro, about facts, about what policies, the UN, they don't care. They make the facts. They make the truth. Whatever they want to be true, they make it up to be truth. But man, I was talking to my white friends, they say white genocide. And my white friends in South Africa, like, what the fuck? We are talking about, what the fuck, bro? We ain't kidding you. We're all laughing, obviously, about it as South Africans. With my white friend, man, the fuck, bro? We ain't killing you. And the guys are laughing with me. And we laughed it off. We were laughing about it. Like, how crazy it is that they're saying we're killing them. And the guys are like, dog, when did we kill? Like, what? Genocide against Afrikaners? You Africans, bro, like, what the fuck? And everyone is we are laughing about it. But what that was America can make up the truth and they make it up. They make up the facts. Whatever they want to be the truth will be the truth. Because they have the media to do it, to make the truth up. They have so much power. They have the money to make it. They make up the truth. They control what is facts. Because they control every representation or aspect of information. They control it. So they make it up. Now, I thought to myself is that, imagine if they did that and gets out all white people that they want to get out and then go and bomb South Africa. What was the problem exactly? What was the problem? Why did America do that? It's that thing that I'm telling you about. It's that thing that I'm saying to you. It's that thing that I'm saying to you. If you are not aligned with them, that's why I hate these people. I've seen this lady, I forget her name. She's from Nigeria, I think, when she always blames Africa for its failure to develop. The only thing that I blame African leaders for, actually, is to be incompetent in being able, not necessarily to govern or what's not, but being able to create sovereignty for Africa, uniting Africa. Those are the things I blame them for. Because as long as they are spread out and Africa is all over the place the way it is right now, and like it's just chaos, as long as like there's no AU, like, and good solidarity in the AU, African Union, good structures, as long as we don't have that. Because right now you can't blame us for the failure to develop fully, really, because the control of raw materials, for example, in Africa, is under Western control. And anyone, hence I was saying, also going to SA, and that's what's the problem. South Africa is coming up with policies regarding the land in the country to say, black people, they lost their land, it was taken by force. Let's come up with land reforms and try to deal with this thing, redistribute the land, give people land. No. Now you are touching them. You are touching them now because you are touching their people. You are touching Europeans in Africa, in South Africa. You are touching their people now, who are the ones who own the land. Now, you want to do? What? To redistribute? What? What you want to do? You are touching them. And that's the problem. As soon as an African leader does something that is not in line with American agenda, and they do this for the benefits of their own people in their own country, America comes and deals with them. Hence, I'm saying to you, there's no such a thing as African sovereignty for any country. Look what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. Look what he's doing. And what is the position of America in that situation? He's a terrorist. We're going to come to help Burkina Faso fight terrorism. We are sending our soldiers. That's what they said. That's what is coming for Ibrahim Traore. As soon as and now those are the fundamental reasons as to why Africa is where it is. I blame Africans for incompetency to get themselves out of that situation. That's why I blame Africans for. You cannot develop, of course, because you are in this situation. How many countries are losing billions, 500 billions being taken out of Africa for free by France? And forcing those countries to use their stupid currency. That's even in France, they don't even use. France is using euro. It's the franc. Even in France, they don't use that currency. But countries are forced to use it. And if you come up with a president who stands against them, they kill them. But again, I blame Africans for their incompetency to unite themselves and get themselves out of their situation. That's the only thing I blame them for. Because as individuals, America keeps they single out each country. Oh, Burkina Faso, what? Papa, we're coming there. Oh, what is happening in Libya? Oh, Gaddafi, what? We're coming there. They singled out because you are not united. That's what I blame African leaders for. Because what is happening is going to happen anyway, given how the structure is. Look what happened to Gaza. Look what happened to Iran. The reason I'm saying is, as a black person, someone can take this actually as like I'm joking or what. Like, literally, I like to thank brown people in the Middle East for their struggles and suffering. Because if it's not them, it's us in Africa. If it's not them, it's an African country. We change each other. It's brown people in the Middle East or it's African countries, African people. They just deal with us. They kill us, after when they finish in Iran. Now that's the things in Iran and Gaza are no longer as, hectic as it was. Things seem to be coming down and whatnot. They're going to Burkina Faso. They're going to an African country. We are next. They deal with us, bro. And that's what I'm saying. As long as the non-white countries are not united, the global south is not united, they will deal with us until Jesus comes back. They will deal with us. They will deal with us. White people will deal with us, bro. Europeans and Americans will deal with us. Did you see what's happened in England Parliament? Bro, they declared Palestine as a terrorism entity, not a country like it's a terrorism entity. Huh? A country is a terrorism entity. That's what they did. That's what they did. They voted, and they said what Israel did is not. There's nothing wrong with it, bro. Bro, my man, yo, guys, bro. They sanction judges who make judgments against Netanyahu to say he's committed genocide in Gaza. The judge cannot go. Those judges, bruh, the system they created, when the system are against them, the things they said we must follow is international law or means of sorting out issues that are international. As long as it's not serving them, they're out of that. What? UN Security Council for what? Fuck that thing. We don't care. Judge in the UN said what? What? Fuck that. We don't care. That's how they are. That's what they do. They don't give up. Like, they don't care. They don't. They don't care. Honestly, for me, I'll say our last hope right now is the BRICS. I wish the countries can unite and more countries can come into BRICS. And, BRICS can get stronger and create maybe an alternative from the current systems of America and Europe. The best hope is that. Anyway, I want to go to BRICS news, but for real, because if it is not, look, they said when they attack Iran, they are attacking Iran because of nuclear like weapons, basically, that Iran is developing nuclear weapons and it is a direct threat to Israel. But Israel has nuclear weapons. Like, bruh, my man, if you've seen, like, on social media, how the Jewish people in Israel, basically, I don't even think, I would say maybe Zionist, actually. Like, people in Israel, how they are towards Christians, towards anything that is not Jewish. My man. Anything that is not them. Like, anything that is exist. Because remember, these are people who believe that they are the chosen one. Chosen by God. Oh, my man. Now, that's a cult, bro. That thing is a cult. I don't care who says what. That's a cult, that thing. The thing going on there, cults, bro. 101 cults, bro. Israel, it's a cult. People who believe that they are the chosen ones by God, and every other race or any other thing that is not them is standing on their way. Anything that is just against them, somehow against their agenda, anything that disagrees with them, anything. Yeah, man. Hey, we live another life, dog. We need to live another life. You know? So, bruh, I'm serious by that. Like, me personally, I would like to thank people in the Middle East for their suffering, bro. Because if it's not them, it's us. I know after this, now that they are finished, they are going to an African country. I say there is no such a thing as African sovereignty for exact points of things that happened. For example, last week when Congo and what? What's the other country that was fighting against Congo recently? Jeez, man, why am I forgetting? It's Congo and Congo conflicts. What's the other country? Oh my goodness, why am I forgetting? Oh, Rwanda. Yeah. Why Congo and Rwanda? Rwanda. Yeah. There's no such a thing. And I'm asking, what is the duty of AU, African Union, really? Yo, what is the duty? If Congo and Rwanda have to be summoned in the White House to sign... guys. They are summoned in the White House to sign a peace treaty. Congo and Rwanda. What is the job of the AU? Why? Why, bruh? Why AU was not the one to sort the thing out? Why is not AU summoning Rwanda and Congo to come and sign the peace treaty? Why is it American get up la? I vana Africans dying vana ngeke. Yo, The amounts of incompetence, bro, like, they would deal with us, bro. Europeans and the Americans, they would deal with us for years to come, dog. They would deal with us. Even their kids, bro. They're gonna fuck us up. Because we don't get things right, bro. We're just incompetent everywhere. Everyone wants to be in charge. Everyone wants power, and they do not know how to use it. They do not know. Everyone wants to be in money. Everyone wants to be a millionaire by corruption. People want to steal. That's just it's what it is, bro. Incompetence, bro. Everywhere, by every measure. And there's this guy, bro. What is his name again, actually? I've mentioned his name before. And he was talking about colonizing Africa again. And I'm asking myself exactly the thing that I'm saying of who's gonna stop him anyway? You know? He wants to colonize Africa again. I forget his name actually, because I've spoken about him before. I think is he from England? I think so. The colonization of Africa again, recolonization of Africa. And I'm asking myself, what's stopping him? Oh, here he is. Blackwater founder on colonization of Africa.
There was a company called Blackwater, and then they changed their name to Jay, right? And then they named, like, they've been through like multiple different names. And part of the reason why you is because you've developed such a horrible reputation.
Yeah. Why would Blackwater have to rebrand?
Oh, it was Jay. You're right. It was Jay, and was again renamed Academy.
Yeah, it's their own third name. Eric Prince, brother of Betsy DeVos, he is a mercenary, but he's also involved in God knows what else stuff. But
Betsy DeVos what is she involved in?
She was Secretary of Education.
Before that was like
big
Amway.
Hardcore Amway, but hardcore, right. Christian
Charter school, right.
And charter school. But her big thing was that public education is good, public schools are bad.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
We can collect the money.
It's okay, I found him actually. Eric Prince. Yes. That's the guy. Eric Prince. Eric Prince is saying America should colonize Africa again. And I'm asking myself, what will prevent them from doing that? What? Tell me. Because what? I mean, what can prevent America from colonizing Africa? Nothing. They can literally bomb every country if they want to. We just don't have, there's just, bro, you know, that's my issue when it comes to Africa. That's my issue. What can prevent them from colonizing Africa again? This idea of colonizing Africa again is back actually, and it's being spoken about quite often now. It's back in the news. It's a thing now. The recolonization of Africa is a new thing now that they are reconsidering. And I'm asking myself, what could stop them? There's just, I don't have answers as to what could stop them really if they wanted to. You know, incompetence, bro. Incompetence. Those things need to change, bro. Those things need to change. Anyway, just to cover a few things before I go, this is the last thing. I'm going to touch on a few things on the BRICS summit in Brazil that I saw. So the recent BRICS summit in Brazil focused on strengthening global South cooperation for more inclusive and sustainable governance. One important thing that was spoken about was expansion and inclusion. BRICS welcomed Indonesia, which is a good thing to have more countries there, as its new member and 11th partner countries, including Belarus, Bolivia, and Kazakhstan. I think this is where Khabib is from, the UFC fighter. Cuba, Nigeria, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Uganda, and another country, I can't say its name, to Uzbekistan. Actually, yeah, I think it's Uzbekistan. This expansion aims to promote a more multipolar world, right? Order and global South solidarity. Economic cooperation again. The summit emphasized the need for diversified currency arrangements in global trade. Exactly. People need to get away from the dollar thing, bro. Like, we need alternative, dog. We need alternative. The dollar is manipulated and used against countries who disagree with them. Look at Russia. Just shut them off the SWIFT system because Russia is disagreeing with them, moving NATO next to them. Like, bro, we need a different thing. So those are some of the things that spoke about. Economic cooperation, obviously. Also, India was advocating for the use of local currencies to trade amongst each other. Climate action too. Artificial intelligence and governance. Global convenience, reforms, partnerships and cooperations, peace and security. So these are some of the things that were touched on in the BRICS summits. Actually, I'm not going to go to each and every one of them, but yeah, I'm just happy with the countries that have joined BRICS. Actually, I feel like BRICS is the only hope I can say. I don't know. BRICS is the only alternative that we have to this